This is the season to be curious. There's a question that comes up a lot for atheists from Christians, and that is, if we don't believe in God or Jesus, why do we celebrate Christmas? Let me tell you why I celebrate Christmas. And that's because Christmas is not a Christian holiday. Christmas was appropriated by Christians hundreds of years after the Romans and pagans began celebrating it. Around the 1st century, the Roman Empire celebrated Saturnalia on December 25th, a celebration for their god Saturn. It had nothing to do with Jesus. They will celebrate the god of Saturn by gift giving and having lots of feasts with families and friends. Pagans also used the same dates to celebrate the winter solstice, or the coming back of the sun. The tradition of using a Christmas tree is actually a pagan tradition. They will bring inside their homes either a full evergreen tree or branches, because this reminded them of the spring to come. It wasn't until about 800 years after the birth of Jesus that Christmas was sort of turned into a Christian holiday. Before that, Jesus' birthday was celebrated on January 6th, which was actually his baptism date. When Christians adopted Christmas as their own holiday, they began using the Christmas trees that the pagans were using originally. They started putting apples as decorations on the Christmas trees because it reminded them of Adam and Eve. Then there is Santa Claus. What does Santa Claus have to do with Jesus? Nothing. So why do you celebrate this jolly old man that didn't appear in Christmas holidays until the 1800s, almost 2,000 years after the birth of Jesus? Did you know that once upon a time, before Santa Claus was the face of Christmas Coke ads to fill up your children with caffeine, he was actually the hype man for big tobacco? You heard that right. There were posters and photos and advertisements of Santa Claus smoking a cigarette and advertising camels. So if you're a Christian, let me ask you this. Why do you celebrate Christmas? Are you a pagan? Are you a Roman? Do you celebrate the winter solstice? Do you celebrate the god of Saturn? So there it is. That's why I feel that I have a right to celebrate Christmas, even though Christians claim that it is a Christian holiday celebrating the birth of Jesus. There are so many other origins and traditions about Christmas that have nothing to do with Jesus. For me, celebrating Christmas is all about family, friends, and showing people that we care. So in addition to celebrating the holidays, I wanted to celebrate my 250 subscribers. It may not seem like a lot, but it means a lot to me. Growing up in the hearing world was really challenging. I felt silenced by my inability to fit in. So my lack of hearing made me choose to stay mostly to myself. I would always remain silent when I was in a group setting. I would feel embarrassed if I had to ask people to repeat themselves, because it always seemed to be a hassle for them. And because I couldn't hear my own voice, I often spoke in a really soft voice, and people wouldn't be able to hear me very well. So a lot of the times they just ignored me or spoke over me. My mind was full of ideas, knowledge, and thoughts, but I just felt trapped inside my head. Getting a cochlear implant changed my life. It helped me interact with the world a lot better, and eventually I came to the YouTube atheist community. I felt so welcome. So I have all of you incredible people to thank for allowing me to have this voice, to having found that what I have to say matters too. I want to use my voice to help those who still feel voiceless. whether it's due to disabilities or those who hide because the LGBTQ hate, and even those who are part of a religion that they don't want to be a part of, or who are questioning their religion, but they feel that they will lose family, friends, work, or community. I want to help others find their voice the way that I did. So I want to thank all of you for allowing me to go on your shows, for coming to my channel, and for watching my shows even when I stumble on my words. Those who interact in the chats, who like or subscribe, every little bit matters. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I have an eye surgery. As many of you know, I have had corneal transplants on both of my eyes, and the procedure has been a 2-year process. And next week, I'm having hopefully the last of the surgeries, and I hope to be back next year even better. I have a lot of stuff planned, okay? I have a lot of guests on my list and a lot of content to put out. And on that note, I would love to hear from all of you. What kind of content would you like me to do more of? Do you have any specific topics? Do you prefer live videos? And if you have any recommendations for guests to have on my show, let me know in the comments. Now, thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a happy holidays. And don't forget to like and subscribe.